The ocean is vitally important for us as humans and in fact the planet as a whole.
We know that global climate change means that the oceans will get warmer, sea levels will rise, and it's a global issue.
We can start having positive consequences by really considering what we use, what we purchase, and how we use our resources.
We've lost that connection between ourselves and our planet. We need to treat our system as one because we're all connected.
There's a lot of education that is required to understand that critical fact that we do impact the ocean like the ocean impacts us. And it's really complex. So until we have a full grasp of what's going on, then it's really hard for us to make predictions and to fully understand what is happening in our ocean today and what could be happening in the future.
Check the flag.
Lac Rose, just north of Dakar, the capital of Senegal, is the stunning coastal site playing host to the second round of the inaugural season of the Extreme E Championship. This cutting-edge, all-electric series is racing in some of the most remote locations around the globe to bring the world's attention to the issues these places are facing due to climate change and other man-made issues. Like much of the planet's coastal areas, West Africa's shoreline is at threat due to rising temperatures and sea levels, the commercial fishing industry, and various forms of pollution. Washed-up plastic is everywhere along this coast, and it's one issue that we can all make an impact on with simple changes to our life choices. By reducing single-use plastics in our everyday, as well as properly recycling and repurposing these materials, will lead to the reduction in the levels of microplastics in our oceans. Plastic Free July is a global movement helping millions of people around the world to be part of the solution by challenging them to refuse single-use plastics for the entire month of July. This is one way that everyone can help improve the health of our oceans, but in Senegal, Extreme E is working alongside local organisations TO.org and Oceanium on other long-term projects that will leave behind a positive environmental legacy, including the planting of 1 million incredible mangrove trees.
So legacy projects are incredibly important, and in Senegal there's a really exciting and community-driven project which is looking at the replanting of native mangroves. Mangroves themselves are incredibly important. They act as nurseries for small fish. They stop storm damage to coastal locations. They pull carbon dioxide out of the air. They're trees, right? And they're also really good at storing that carbon in the sediment below their roots. So not only are they having a local positive impact on the environment, but they're actually helping towards climate change mitigation globally. So if we can get these areas both protected and replanted, not only are we providing new homes for wildlife, but we're also trying to mitigate against some of the damage that is going to be seen due to climate change.
The great thing about having the drivers come through is they have a platform to be able to amplify the amazing work going on, but also highlighting some of the issues that are happening on the ground.
So why are we planting, what difference does that make to plant more here? Does it have a big difference?
And one of the biggest reasons that Senegal doesn't have as much mangroves like they used to was because of a big drought between the 1970s and the 2000s. And the reason you replant them is that you give them a better chance. What you see and what we're going to plant is actually like a baby plant already. It's not like a seed. So then when you stick it in the ground, it will take, as opposed to it drifting somewhere and then possibly growing, or maybe not. Everyone that's not I wasn't too bad though.
Get off! Get away!
I love this stuff. This is really cool that we're incorporating racing and also doing good for the environment and the world itself. And I think it's just a different perspective to bring to racing as well, that, you know, we can race for a purpose.
I think it's amazing that we go to these events worldwide and we do something for each venue we go to. I mean, I've went to many events in my life, but I've never done anything like this. To go to a place and we leave a positive mark, that's just amazing and a unique thing for Extreme E.
It's so visual. I mean, we come here, we plant the mangroves, and understanding the importance of the mangroves, I have to say, I knew that they were important, but understanding and listening now how they're so important for the community, for the environment, it feels really good to be part of this. I'm done!
It's pretty incredible what these plants do, and learning about it and being able to plant it and hopefully come back in a year and see its first leaf is going to be pretty rewarding.
An Extreme E race consists of 2 laps. The male and female driver must complete 1 lap each in any order. Each team has 2 hyperdrive power boosts they can activate on lap 1 and lap 2 of the race. The fastest team through the super sector across any session from the weekend can also claim an extra 5 championship points. Day 1 is qualifying, which sees all 9 teams try to set the fastest overall time to make up the qualifying order and secure the first championship points of the weekend. The top 3 qualifiers go to semi-final 1, 4th, 5th and 6th go to semi-final 2, with the bottom 3 heading to the shootout to decide the last 3 finishing places of the weekend. Day 2 starts with the semi-final races, with the top 2 finishers from each race proceeding to the 4-car final to battle it out for the win. The team that crosses the line first in the final wins the X Prix, taking both the glory and 25 championship points. With the lineup set for the Ocean X Prix final, the bottom 3 qualifying teams were still to do battle in the shootout race. Acciona Sainz, Segi TV Chip Ganassi Racing and Andretti United all experienced technical issues on day 1, but had one last chance to claim precious championship points.
Here we go then, time for the shootout. This is an incredible lineup, will be good enough for a final. Watch for that Extreme E logo to go green, there it is. Wheel spin across the grid. Pretty even start, looks like Sainz is going to try and shut the door, but Hansen's managed to find more pace on the exit, so Timmy Hansen is out front. Did he use the hyperdrive early? Oh, Sainz up the inside. Carlos Sainz, the WRC and Dakar legend. Out breaks Timmy Hansen into turn 1. Sarah Price, though, could pick up the pieces here. They both run wide, side by side. Now Sainz has the inside line for the left-hander coming up next. Sarah Price is right in behind Timmy Hansen. Timmy runs up the bank on the outside line. But Carlos Sainz, how late on the brakes? That was worthy of Carlos Sainz Jr. in F1. And contact almost there between Hansen and Sarah Price. Sarah Price is alongside Timmy Hansen now as they run down towards the beach. Going to try and go the long way around the outside. Timmy's going to be compromised on entrance here. Sarah carrying the speed along. She gets nudged out wide, going to cut the nose back to the inside line. Sarah Price looking to get the pass done before they get to the switch zone. Timmy Hansen runs a little bit wide onto the beach. So Sarah Price had a good crack at Hansen then.
Sainz goes in. He'll hand over to Leia Sands. They've got to get this pit stop right.
She waved at the team, they've given her the thumbs up. Katie Munnings exits the switch zone now, and behind Katie will be Kyle Leduc.
And Leduc is now going to go for it.
For me, Leduc has got the pace here of anybody. He needs to wait and he needs to see if he can use that hyperdrive.
Oh, the pressure is mounting. You want to force your opponent into a mistake. That's what Kyle is trying to do. All over the back of that Andretti United car. Leduc, can he go wide and round? It looks like he's trying to.
We are in a good position here. Let's just be very precise.
It's Kyle Leduc right up behind Katie Munnings. Can he take an alternate line here? He looks to the left-hand side now. Leduc commits over the bumps. Absolutely full throttle. The car is dialed. Passes Munnings into P2. Now he's going to chase down Sands. Can he get the top spot here? Now he goes for Sands as well. Carla Duke gets alongside. Is he going to take the position? She goes on the low line, over the crest. Leduc's going to shut the door. He does it. 2 passes in 1 lap. P3 to P1. Brilliant.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
That's exactly what we needed. Good job.
It is Leduc and Price who managed to win the shootout, and what a shootout it was. They were right at the back and they managed to come through. Sands come through for second, Munnings for third. What a thriller.
They just proved how incredibly fast they are. Win for Segi TV Chip Ganassi Racing.
I know it's not the final, but that was a small victory for us. So good job, everybody. Thank you.
Obviously not the race we want to win, but finishing and winning even that was a step in the right direction for us. So Sarah showed great pace. She was able to hang with all those two guys, and we had a good battle in the beginning. I saved my hyperdrive till I needed it, and that was the pass in the middle. Picked a good spot, nailed it. Cars here, team's happy. Pretty pumped on that to be setting good times. Yeah, guys.
A shootout victory secured Segi TV Chip Ganassi Racing a 7th place finish overall. Plus, having set the fastest super sector time over the race weekend, they secured themselves an additional 5 championship points that will help in their fight for the Extreme E crown. As the dust settles on the shootout race, attention turns to the Ocean X Prix final, which for the first time ever will see 4 cars battle it out. As the teams prepare themselves for the fight, their Odyssey 21 machines charge quietly and with no environmental impact, thanks to the AFC Energy hydrogen fuel cell that powers the championship.
What we do with the fuel cell is we are able to generate clean power where the only emission is water. And we wanted to demonstrate the fact you can take this technology to remote locations, be off-grid, be discreet, run the power to charge the cars. And we know if we can do this here, it means that other people can see the benefits and it can be done anywhere else in the world. Just over my shoulder, you'll see a PV solar panel. We take obviously energy from the sun's rays. We then take that energy and we put it to an electrolyzer, and an electrolyzer is in the container where we add water into that. We take the water molecule and we split it into its 2 constituent parts. We vent the oxygen to atmosphere, and the hydrogen we store into a metal hydride storage system, and then from there we run it to the fuel cell so we can run the fuel cell in turn to power the cars. I think when we left the Saudi event, we felt good about the fact that we were able to do what we wanted to achieve, which was obviously to help Extreme E charge the cars in the fashion that was decarbonised in the whole process. We learned a lot. It was a very different environment from here, and we've taken some of those lessons learned and we carried them forward into this race, and we've progressed a little bit by adding some new tech to our solution. You see the container behind me there? You look at the size of it, we obviously want to condense things. We want to make things smaller, we want to make it more manageable and quicker to set up. That'll let us significantly increase power generation we can get from, say, a 10-foot shipping container. So that's really one of the key things that we see looking ahead is making the logistics easier, making the on-site space that you require smaller, and we're really excited about the opportunity to bring that to Extreme E and to use it into hopefully the 2nd series.
As part of Extreme E's legacy programme, the teams and drivers are encouraged to take an active role in experiencing and learning about the environmental problems at each race location. This plays a huge part in highlighting those issues to the rest of the world, as the drivers each have online platforms that can be used to draw the attention of thousands of fans, encouraging them to make steps towards greener life choices and sustainable ways of living. In Senegal, the drivers took the time to visit the local community surrounding Lac Rose to learn about the work being done as part of the Ecozone project, which aims to help promote economic regeneration, gender equality, and a sustainable future.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are
Nice
you?
to meet you.
Nice
Fine.
to meet you.
Today, of course, we're all here and it's almost kind of a celebration, but the hard work continues and we will continue supporting you. So thank you so much for all the effort.
Thanks for meeting us here at the Niagara CEM, which is the high school. Her name is Juma. I'm extremely proud of her. We met someday. I noticed that few times she was taking care of the trees, and so I came once and I said, why do you do this? And she said, oh, you know what? We have to save the environment. And she gave me a whole speech.
Avec Stéphane, nous avons réalisé de grandes choses axées sur 3 piliers. le ramassage d'ordures et le recyclage des bouteilles en plastique, la décoration du mur extérieur et la création de ce jardin. Avec ces bouteilles, on ramasse les ordures, plus précisément non organiques, qu'on utilisera pour construire un mur et des décors. La création du jardin nous a permis de nous initier au maraîchage et comment faire pousser les plantes. Ce fut au début très difficile, mais grâce à la détermination de ces élèves, nous sommes arrivés à faire éclore ces légumes et ces arbustes. Merci à tous.
Wow.
They showed us this beautiful garden where they've been planting to try and preserve the planet. It feels amazing, the fact that the less you have and how much they're actually doing, and while we are privileged, then we are not doing as much, so it kind of makes us understand and feel how we should do more.
So here we are at the youth center. We thought that it would be a great thing to renovate the space, make it more functional. There is a welcome committee. I didn't see what it is, so it's going to be a surprise for all of us.
We are very happy. We are very, very happy. Come on.
Thank you.
So we're in Senegal near Lac Rose at a community center here, and we've just visited a school that Extreme E are helping fund the environmental project of planting trees and waste management.
The energy is amazing. The women are all coming out and they say they dance to express themselves and their thanks for Extreme E and the project. It's really positive, and I think the local people are really happy.
What a way to celebrate it. It feels amazing. Middle of the day and they throw a party for us.
This is what Extreme E is all about. We've been here today learning to plant trees. My friend here, Zachariah, we've put our names on the wall, but this is what it's about, leaving a positive legacy and having some fun with the local people.
We've been here in a race mode for a couple days now and really thinking about racing and how to win and do all that stuff, but then you take some time back and realize why we're actually here. We're here to win a championship, but we're also here to make an impact. So the team, the series, all the locals have come together to let us do that. It's pretty magical.
Back in the paddock, the teams and drivers were hard at work, fine-tuning the setup of their Odyssey 21s before the cars would do battle again. Excite Energy racing driver Oliver Bennett shared some insight into the tools the drivers have at their fingertips when they go racing in their all-electric machines.
I'm going to show you a few bits through the cockpit, but you've got here the business end of it. This is the wheel, obviously, but there's a few bits we do on here. Radio, obviously, that's to communicate with the team in the command center. We've got Hyper. That gives you 4 seconds of full power, so give yourself a boost and just hold on tight. We've got the pit limit. This is really important. When we come into the pit zone, you have to be under 30 kph. If you're over, you get a big penalty for every kph you're over. So it's a super important button. Moving into the center here, this again, there's a lot of things going on here. We've got a map button, which really is to change the amount of power we use. Traction here, this is quite an interesting one, something we play with on the start, so you can maybe put a bit more traction on the rear, a bit more on the front. We vary that on the course really. Remember, this is an automatic, it's an EV car and electric, so literally just push your foot down, that's the gas, and then you've got the brake in the middle there. And then you've got the emergency things, obviously if you roll over, emergency kill switch, that'll kill the car. Just your simple neutral, reverse and drive. Again, it's got your indicators, but I've never had to use those yet. To see at the back, you can probably tell there's no wing mirrors on the car, 2 cameras here. They look at the rear of the car, which gives you visibility of people behind if you need to change your lines. Seats here for safety, all of your safety belts, harnesses, radio, different communication pieces. But that in essence is all we get involved with as a driver. Everything else is either safety or just hardware and wiring. So hope you enjoyed a look inside the Odyssey 21.
After dueling it out in the dunes of Senegal, 4 teams had made it into the final, and tensions were high before they headed out onto the sands once more.
We will try our best now. The goal was to be in the final. We are in the final, so now we will go for it.
We're just trying to get mileage under our belts here. Absolutely done that, achieved everything we needed to achieve, and now we're in the final. I think we can go a bit harder, get our elbows out and try and get a result.
It's been a great ride so far in Senegal for us, and I think we improved massively. It's really nice to see we're picking up the pace and we're in the final, so it's super exciting.
The grid was set. The first 4-car battle was about to take place to decide who would take the Ocean X Prix crown. Rosberg X Racing, X44, Veloce Racing and JBXE. Who would take the glory?
And they're green, off they go, the cars bury themselves in. Your starting position so key to this, and look, there's contact between the two. You can see the Veloce team coming off the worst. They've lost a lot of pace. It is the JBXE team. They are out in front and hyperdrive is being used, but look at that. On the outside you have Molly Taylor in the Rosberg car. She is doing a brilliant job of trying to get out in front. Gutierrez just using her hyperdrive as well. This is a fascinating challenge behind them. Veloce has managed to make space and gone over from the Jensen pattern. Oh, they've gone twisting through and not taken the line they wanted to. Forced out wide. This is a real good battle between the two of them. Oh, disaster there for the Hamilton car. It's been pushed out really wide, lost so much time, and Molly Taylor has taken the lead.
I think X44 have retired Jenny in the background. I reckon that contact might have broken the steering. They pushed off really wide.
Can you carry on, Christina? Can you carry on?
I come over, guys, sorry.
And we've got a problem as well for JBXE.
Can we keep going?
I hit on the rear right, and I think I have a... Well, yeah, I see. The rear right is just destroyed. Damn.
We had a good start, but then fortunately we had contact with the Veloce car, so we dropped speed, and then after that the drive shaft in the rear broke. So I was just freewheeling there for a while, tried to make it through the corner, but then the car just stopped, so there was nothing to do.
And what do you think? Because I'm very angry, but I don't know if it's... I try to push, and then I feel the push because I didn't saw, and I don't know. So sorry.
With 2 of the 4 teams out of the running on lap 1, Molly Taylor and Stefan Sarazan were still fighting for the lead as they headed towards the switch zone to hand the cars over to their teammates.
Sarazan drops down, look onto the damp sand, the flat sand, trying to close the gap. It is super close behind. They're going to be as late on the brakes as they dare. And we've got a red flag.
I would like for you to put in your second driver in the car, and then we will proceed to the start zone, and we will do a standing start restart.
With the damaged cars having been cleared from the course, the 2 remaining teams lined up for a one-lap showdown to decide who would take the title.
It's Chadwick for Veloce. It is Kristoffersen for Rosberg Racing. And they are off, digging into the sand. A heavy, heavy start, but it looks like Kristoffersen might have the better. He'll go round, he's got the inside line. Jamie Chadwick needs to get some muscle out here. When are they going to use their hyperdrive? Let's have a little listen to see if one of them... Oh, look at that, a little bit of contact there. It's Kristoffersen with the lead as they race down this long stretch, the beach stretch. And unfortunately for Jamie Chadwick, it's Kristoffersen that leads the way.
This one has been a real roller coaster from start to finish this weekend. Great driving by all the teams. Wonderful to see as well. Redemption for Veloce here. P9 last time out. They're going to drag a brilliant result out of this weekend. But on the beach straight, there it is. Rosberg X Racing, Johan Kristoffersen comes down towards the finish line. He is going to take win number 2. It's 2 from 2 for him and Molly Taylor.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
It was a really, really tough weekend, and to take away the win was awesome. We had to really work hard for it, so it's yeah, it was pretty satisfying now.
Both me and Molly was able to do the crucial moves when it needed the most. So yeah, in the end we managed to get a win and extend our championship lead. So big thanks to the team, and also huge respect for Molly. She did a fantastic job in the final.
2 races, 2 stunning locations, 1 winner. The Rosberg X Racing team with Molly Taylor and Johan Kristoffersen behind the wheel had done it again and continued their winning form from the deserts of Saudi Arabia to the beaches of Senegal.
Okay, guys, here we go. Perfect, thank you.
Our first ever Ocean X Prix winners have been crowned. And although the racing action had come to a close on the Senegalese coast, there are plenty more stories to be told, messages to share, and adventures to be had before round 3, the Arctic X Prix, in Kangerlussuaq, Greenland, begins.
Extreme E.
No lifting! Oh,
Molly Taylor winning the first ever Extreme E X Prix. Oh, look at that!
Rosberg X Racing take win number 2.
See you in Greenland.
See you in Greenland.